Have you been wanting to know what I do for my morning routine, witchcraft and spiritually speaking? That's coming up right after this. Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. Welcome back old friends and welcome new friends. I am Mel from Mel's Divination. I'm the owner, the creator, the operator here, and I like to post every Wednesday with witchcraft or spiritual based information and Fridays with Flip Through Fridays. If that kind of information is interesting to you, I highly suggest you subscribe or check out some of my other videos. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell because I do go live occasionally and I also do giveaways occasionally. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into this video today. So I have been referencing for a while my morning routine and haven't really talked about it. So today we're going to talk about it. My morning routine is pretty much the same every single morning, and this is going to give you a little bit of a glimpse into how you can bring witchcraft into your life with little bits without doing a lot of work. So every day I do something, and it is the same thing every morning, and then as my day goes on, things shift, of course. But what I do every morning when I get up is I go and brew some coffee that I put cinnamon in, and I will explain that in a minute. Then I brew some tea because I only have a small cup of coffee and I need more caffeine than that. I'm cutting down because of health purposes. And then I go and sit and meditate. Now, let's talk about the coffee for a minute. I learned a long time ago, and I honestly can't remember who I learned it from. It may have been Magical Lady Duchess. I can't remember. But cinnamon is a huge, huge activator for all kinds of things in your life. Cinnamon brings in prosperity, it brings in health, it brings in wealth, it brings in love, it brings in abundance. So cinnamon, since way back, and I have been doing this for several years now, I will add, when I don't have a K-cup, I don't have a Keurig. You can do this if you don't have a Keurig, if you do have a Keurig also, but you'd have to add it to your actual cup of coffee. I sprinkle in, when I'm doing my coffee grounds, when I'm setting up my coffee and I'm filling it up in the coffee pot, I sprinkle in a little bit of cinnamon. And I set that intention for the day of, okay, well today I'm going to bring in lots of abundance for myself, lots of financial growth. Today I'm going to work on self-love. Today, and I say like an affirmation as I'm doing it. And then I put it in the coffee pot. Now, if I have filtered moon water, that wasn't in the rain. Do not ever drink rainwater. But if I have filtered moon water, full moon water, or new moon water, depending on what I have, I'll add a little bit of that to my coffee pot as it's getting ready to help infuse that intention, and it percolates. When I pour myself a cup of coffee, I stir it clockwise. I had to think about that for a minute. I stir it clockwise with my intention, again, with the intention of what I'm trying to set for the day, what I'm trying to bring in for myself for the day, whether it's a phone call from a partner, a type of, not a partner, whether it's a phone call from a client or something I'm waiting to hear from a business, that kind of thing, or it's a phone call from somebody that I need to speak to, or if it's finances, or it doesn't matter. The list can go on and on and on, right? Or maybe I'm not feeling so great that day, so I have health in mind, and I stir it clockwise, usually 3 times, and then I do a pentagram of it in my coffee, and I set that, okay, so it is, so it will be, so it will come true, so this will happen. Whatever way you want to think of that. But I do it my way, and you can do it your way. This is just something I'm sharing. You don't have to do any of this. After I have my coffee, I have some tea. And now I usually have herbal tea. I usually have green tea. I usually mix green tea with some kind of herbals. And the herbals that I usually use, I always buy organic tea. And the tea that I usually use, it depends on, again, the intention I'm trying to set. So then I do tea magic as well. So when I'm drinking my coffee, I'm envisioning the things I sit. I don't go on my phone. I don't go on social media for either of these, coffee or tea time. I just sit. I sit with myself. I sit with my guides. I wake up quietly. I may play some binaural beats in the background. I might do that, but I'm not like flipping through social media or have the TV on or anything like that. I just sit very quietly. And I'm setting my intention for the day as I'm drinking my coffee. And then same thing with the tea. With the tea, it all depends on what I'm doing for the day. It depends on how I'm feeling, what I need, that kind of thing. So I have this new tea that I actually filmed on the Christmas tree shop video, and I will link that above, that I love, and I hope I can get more of it. It's rose mint tea, and it's for de-stressing, but I love it because I use it. It doesn't make me sleepy, which is great because some de-stress teas can make me tired. And because it has the rose in it, and the mint is good for abundance, but because it has the rose in it, it's good for love, for unconditional love, for self-love, and for attracting any kind of love. I'm working a lot right now on self-love, on healing that kind of inner child wounds and shadow work and that kind of stuff. So I'm working a lot on that right now. So that's why I've been focusing more on love when it comes to that kind of energy. Now, a lot of people would take honey and drizzle. You can do sigils with your spoon or with honey if you want in your tea. I don't put honey in my tea. I've cut way back on sugar. There's no judgment. You put honey in your tea, you go right for it. Honey also has its own attraction properties. And I will put some lemon in my water as well. And I'll sit with that for however long it takes me to drink my tea. Then I meditate. So coffee, tea, meditation. And it's a lot of quiet reflection time. So I make sure I set aside at least, minimally, 20 minutes for meditation. Just meditation. I'm not talking about drinking coffee and tea. I'm talking about holding my crystals and sitting and meditating. Usually, I would pull a card for the day before that. It depends on what deck I'm guided to. Sometimes I use my Isis deck. Sometimes I use my Queen of the Moon Oracle deck that I've done both of those. I'll link them up above and down below in the description. It really depends on the mood I'm in and what I'm feeling I need guidance on and who I need guidance from. So sometimes I'll do the Native Spirit deck, which I just recently put out as a flip through Friday, and whatever. So I will sit with whatever that is for the day. If it is the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck, as I showed in my flip through Friday, I do use the book and I look at the crystal that it's recommended, and I will use that crystal in my meditation if I have it or something very close to it. I always meditate with selenite, with rose quartz, with smoky quartz. Check out, I have to do more videos about this, but check out my beginner crystals video. That will show you a little bit of what I have for crystals. And I'm gonna have to do a crystals tour eventually, but it's a lot, so I've been putting it off because it's a lot of work. And I sit and meditate. I focus on what I want to come into my life. I focus on what my goals are for the day. I sit with whatever messages came through from my guides, and then after my meditation, I sit and journal. Then I journal. I journal my dreams that I had. I journal any images I got during meditation or feelings or notions that I got. I journal the card of the day and any kind of feelings that I have. Sometimes I'll journal again at the end of the day, depending on how eventful it is and what I need to get out. Sometimes I won't. It really depends on where my mood is at and what I need to do. I journal a lot instead of venting to people because I have found that I'm somebody that does need to vent. And when I vent to people, their opinions get pushed on you and you don't really actually work with your own feelings and intuitions. You're working with other people and it makes you kind of question how you feel. The one person I do share everything with is my therapist. That's pretty much it. Everything else, I work through a lot of it on my own. So I do my journaling. And then I go out for a walk. Now, right now, where I live in Rhode Island, it is extremely cold. So today, I did not get outside. It is -3 degrees is what it feels like here. And it doesn't matter how much I bundle up. everything is cold. Everything hurts. It's on fire when I go out there. So right now, I'm not, with that level of coldness, I don't. But when it was 25 degrees last week, I sure did. I put double layers on, fleece lined leggings, and put on the winter coat, and put on another layer underneath the coat, and I had a hat on, and a little like thing that covers my face like this, and I go for a walk. I usually go for a mile, or at least a lap around the neighborhood, and it is to wake me up. It is to get me in touch with my guides furthermore, and it's to really boost my connection with nature. So I always feel so good. And I'm not talking about speed walking or running. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I just go for a walk. Sometimes I'll walk faster. Sometimes I'll walk slower. It depends on the mood that I'm in. But I always listen to music, and it really helps me like just vibe out and check out from the world and just do, it's me time. It's me time. I also will exercise typically after that if I have time, but sometimes I'm running late and then I have to start working right away. So it really depends. But that is my general morning routine. Is I get up, I have coffee with intention, I have tea with intention, I meditate, I journal, I get outside. That is kind of what I do every day. I also pull a card, and I have some stuff on my altar. My office, we're actually in my office right now. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's all my herbs and stuff. I've moved almost everything to my office now, and my altar is almost fully set up finally again. And I also check in with my guides. So I'll sit with the altar for a few minutes. I'll light a candle, say thanks. Oh, I also forgot, speaking of my altar, it's so like ingrained every day. I don't even think about it anymore. I make an extra cup of coffee or an extra cup of tea, depending on what I feel guided for the day. It's usually coffee though. And I put it on my altar as an offering to my guides and my ancestors for the day. I offer this good morning, how are you? And I talk to them. Thank you for taking care of me today. I hope everything's great. Here's your coffee for the day. It's time to get started. And I do something like that. So that's pretty much what I do in the mornings for my witchcraft routine. I also open all the windows in my house, let some fresh air in, and let the sun in. It's really important that you do what works for you. You don't have to do what I do, but by starting your day on the right foot, starting your day with an attitude of, I'm going to do this today, and you connect with yourself and with your guides and with your energy, and you're putting intention in, infusing intention in parts of your morning, that makes a huge difference. It makes a significant difference in your energy and how your day goes. When I don't do it because I'm in a rush, because I'm not perfect, and I skip something or I skip a big chunk of it, I'm off. Like my energy's off. I'm floaty. I'm tired. I'm drained. I'm not grounded. I'm just all over the place. So this is something that I've slowly built up for myself. I started with the coffee, and I started with meditation, and then I was like, well, I want to journal too. And then I was like, well, I want to get outside too. And I just started piling it on top of each other. And that is what works for me. You need to do what works for you. So please don't be like, oh, well, Mel does this, and this, and I need to make sure I get that done. Keep in mind, I work from home. I set my own schedule. So I can get up at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning and get all that done before I need to work because I create my own schedule. If I was teaching still, I wouldn't be able to get all that done before I had to go to work. If I did, I'd have to get up at 4 in the morning. And maybe I would. I don't know. But when I was teaching, I didn't do any of that. I had coffee in my car on the way to work, rushing to work because I was always late. So I have that luxury. I'm so grateful to have that luxury to be able to set that routine for myself. I also make sure that when my schedule shifts, like when I'm house sitting for my aunt, you guys have seen some of the videos where I'm taking care of the kitties, where I'm house sitting and I have to go to their house and I have to take care of the cats. And so now my schedule is shifted, it's off, it's not my routine typical schedule, I still make sure that I make time for myself in the morning. So I will get up earlier if I have to, so that I get it all done, because I suffer, energetically speaking, if I don't. I suffer mental health wise if I don't. So this is both witchcraft, spiritual, and mental health, and it's all things that help me. You need to find what works for you. Maybe coloring, maybe singing, maybe dancing, doing yoga, whatever works for you, you need to find that. You don't have to go to the full extent as I do, because again, I have no children and I live alone and I have my own business and I work from home. So I'm able to do all those things for myself. Some of you, what it might look like is 5 minutes of coffee by yourself before the kids get up. And that's okay. And maybe a journaling at the end of the day when you can, when they've gone to bed, or meditation at the end of the day. I also will try to meditate before I go to bed too. So I try to meditate twice a day. But the good thing, the reason why I do it first thing is because before my day gets away from me, I'm going to sit and meditate and get it done now. I'm going to get it done before my day goes away and I get distracted and I get on the phone with somebody and I forget to do what I need to do. I think that's about all I wanted to say here. Another routine that I do, I have a nighttime routine, but it's a lot more simple than that. It's very self-care and sitting down, having no phones, no lights, no phones, no TV, no stimulation, electronic stimulation, and I sit and I read for like 20 minutes or so until I get tired enough to go to bed to shut my brain down. Because if I don't, I have a lot of trouble sleeping. And that's something that it's gotten worse as I've gotten older, having trouble getting to sleep, having trouble shutting down and decompressing. So I do make sure I have no screen time at least a half an hour before I go to bed. Also, part of my morning routine is part of my self-care. So that going for a walk is part of my self-care. Drinking herbal tea, exercising. I will get in, a shower and brushing my teeth and that kind of stuff, but I didn't really mention too much of that right now because it's probably obvious, I'm sure. But I take time with that of intention as well. As far as, okay, I'm taking care of myself. This is time for me. I'm taking care of my body and doing this for me. That's part of that self-care. That's part of that self-love. So and it's something I've really gotten very, very ritualistic about. When I'm in a space of I'm struggling with my mental health, which thankfully I've been doing a lot better, but sometimes just doing those little things, brushing my teeth, getting in the shower, really doing a big job on my skincare and my hair and really working on that makes a big difference of making me feel better. And even though I work from home, I get up and get dressed every day. I get up and get dressed every day. I don't sit around in my pajamas, because when I sit around in my pajamas, I feel more depressed. I feel less, not able to accomplish things, and I feel really sluggish. Where if I get up and I change my energy, it makes a difference. It does make a difference. I hope this video helped you guys. Let me know down below what your routines are, if you liked them. I'd love to hear any other input, because I would love to change, fix, twist, shift it, do something different. That try something new that maybe somebody else really enjoys. Let me know what you do. What do you do for your morning routine to get yourself grounded and centered for the day? I hope this helps you. I hope you have a wonderful week. And if you like this video, please subscribe and like the channel. And I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye.